Welcome to the Allegro 2 Reformer workout video. The first thing we're going to do today is introduce you to the amazing features of this innovative, modern, sleek, and incredibly beautiful new machine from Balanced Body. I'm so excited to be presenting this today. My name's Nora St. John. I'm the Education Program Director for Balanced Body, and I've been teaching Pilates for 23 years, and this is really one of the most exciting innovations and reformers that I've ever seen. So let me come on and introduce you to it. Now we'll start here at the foot bar end, because the foot bar is one of the most significant pieces about this new machine. This is designed to create class transitions really simple and really easy. It's also designed to give you lots of options all the way up and down the machine. So we'll start here very simply with going from what we would call a vertical position to a high position, a low position, or an out-of-the-way position. So very similar to what you do with your other reformers, but here you have a really nice smooth mechanism that can slide it up or down, adjusting it for the length or the exercise for your client. Now, in addition to that feature, you also have the ability to move the foot bar in multiple positions up and down the frame of the reformer, similar in some ways to our infinity foot bar. So here, you're going to move the foot bar past vertical. This is your moving position. Now, if you look down at the frame of the reformer, you see some little dots. There are 5 dots here at the foot bar end, which you can adjust for any of the footwork exercises. There's another one in the middle of the machine here, one at about shoulder rest height, one halfway to the end, and one all the way at the end. This provides a wide array of exercise options that go well beyond the traditional reformer repertoire that you might be used to. From the moving position with the foot bar past vertical, you simply slide it along all the way up to the far end of the reformer, and you can slide it all the way back down. Now, to find a position in the middle, you simply go to close to where it is, and if you can see the arrow, that's fine, but you can also feel it. There's a little bump. And even if you're close, I'll simply pull it here, bring it up into the vertical position, and then slide it in until I feel that definitive click that lets me know that it's locked into position. When I'm done with that, I simply move it to this end. So what I'm going to now invite Lizbeth Garcia to come in and join me for a moment. Come on in, Lizbeth. And we'll show you a nice way to do a foot-based transition of your foot bar. This is similar to the old-fashioned foot bars that didn't lock in. So here what Lizbeth is going to do is put one foot under the foot bar, one on top. And from here she can simply lift that foot bar up and a little bit forward, and then just let it go all the way down into its final position. Very nice. Bring your legs back in. Thank you, Lizbeth. I just wanted to give you an idea of how to make a nice smooth transition from lying supine. Thank you. Now, the other things about the foot bar that you might notice are that it is padded on all sides. So you have full use of all the surfaces of your foot bar. Hand holds here, here, at the corners, down the sides. Again, providing a wide variety of new exercise options that you don't have with a traditional reformer. Now, that's one of the most exciting features, but we have several other exciting features that I want to go over now. The next thing we're going to go through here is the rope adjustment system. Now, many of you are used to cleats or various different ways of adjusting it. We've taken this to a new level here. If I want to adjust my ropes, let's say I want to make them a little bit shorter. I just take hold of both ropes in one hand, then I'm going to take my hand around to this little lever that's right here on the left side of the headrest. If I just pull that out, that's going to loosen up the connector for the ropes and allow me to slide them forward and back to whatever length I would like them to be. Now I can do both at the same time as I'm showing. And a nice trick here is, let's say I'm starting a class and all the straps are at a different length. Instead of having to go through and adjust each machine, all I do is place my straps over my shoulder rests, pull my little release, voila. And both of my straps are now perfectly at the same length and adjusted in a second. This can also make class adjustments much, much simpler because you can do all of this lying on your back. So if you're doing a supine exercise, you simply reach back and you can adjust your ropes in situ. You can adjust both at the same time, or if you need to just adjust one, you'll take it off the shoulder rest and then just adjust that one. So you can use all of the adjustabilities here. It's just much easier and simpler than it used to be. Now, the other thing that you have, if you have an Allegro with optional feet, so a 14-inch Allegro 2, you have these little posts which can hold your straps. So again, keeping them off the floor and out of the way, but also available for the next exercise where you might be using them. A couple of other features at this end of the machine. There's a headrest adjustment, quite similar to what you're used to on the reformer. Any of the other reformers, so you have a low, a medium, and a high position. Now what you might have noticed as I did that is that this is one sleek surface. There's no breaks of the upholstery or little bumps and knobs sticking out. So if I want to use the whole surface, all I have to do is take out my shoulder rests, which you'll notice just pop right out, and I've got this whole surface to play with. Now, the shoulder rests, much like some of the other Allegros, are asymmetrical on the bottom. So you'll notice that the posts are not quite in the center. This allows me to put them into our holes in a wider position. It's going to create more space between the shoulder rests. Or I simply lift them up and twist them around, or a slightly narrower position, depending on the width of the shoulders and the neck for my client. Now, one other thing at this end of the machine is the risers. These were specifically designed to be very ergonomic and hand-friendly. So for example, if you're prone on the long box and you're doing a pull-up exercise, you simply wrap your hands around the risers and you can pull up and down. We'll see that later in the workout. Coming back to this end, we have a couple of nice new features here as well. One is, once again, there's the 5-spring system that we have on the Allegro, and we have the same color system that we have on the Allegro. So we have the yellow, which is a light spring, the blue, which is a medium spring, and 3 reds, which are the heavy springs. So you'll feel the similar kind of resistance to what you're used to, allows you many, many options and variations in terms of resistance for your clients, from very easy to very challenging. You'll notice these little gray spring collars on here. Those make putting on and removing the springs just that much easier. They just provide a nice handhold so that you don't have to hold on to the spring or hold on to the metal ends to change your springs. Now you'll see these buttons or knobs here. This would be our non-preloaded position. Then there are also buttons towards the back of the machine, just right underneath our standing platform, which are going to give us a preloaded position, increasing the resistance of the springs for any individual exercise. The last couple of things I'll show you on here we have a lovely standing platform built into the machine. It's nice and wide, so most people's feet will feel very secure on it. It also has a sticky surface here to keep people nice and gripped onto this, making it very secure. For those of you who purchased the optional sitting box and foot strap, I have the foot strap here. Now this foot strap is adjustable. You can have a very small space under your foot strap, which is this position. Now if I look under here, this adjusts by going on to these little metal brackets, these white brackets that live underneath the standing platform. If I want to make this as short as possible, I put the 2 loops on the most closest to the center brackets. If I want to make this just a little bit longer, I'll take that off that center bracket and put it around the side bracket or the lateral bracket, and that's going to give me a little bit more room for somebody with a longer heel or a longer foot. If I want to make it one step even farther than that, I can take it off the closer bracket on this side as well and move it to the farther bracket. That gives you many, many options in terms of the comfort and security of your clients. If you need to get your foot strap out of the way of the standing platform, If it's in the long or the medium position, you can simply pull it to the side to do your standing exercises. You'll also notice here that there's two square holes in the frame. That's where the optional jump board or padded foot plate will be inserted. This is the easiest one ever to put in. You simply slide it into the slots and take it back out, making jump board attachment and disattachment very simple. This whole machine was designed to maximize smooth transitions, flowing workouts, creativity, and innovation. We hope it'll inspire you in that path. The last things about this machine is much like our other Allegros, it is designed to be portable if necessary. There are optional wheels that can be placed on the machine to make it rollable and movable. You also have the ability to stack one on top of the other or to store it vertically if that works better in your space. We're going to move on now to one last thing. When we come over here to the straps, you may have noticed that there's no dog clips or metal in this attachment point. All you have is two ropes that come together. Now, why do we do this? Well, a couple of things. One, you'll notice that there's not a lot of noise that this makes when it hits the frame, unlike when you have metal at these ends. The other nice thing that I find as an instructor is this direct spring to strap attachment creates a little more feeling and an engagement with the springs. To put your straps on or off, you just have two loops here, and you're just going to put the loops so that one is overlapping the other, and then slide the rabbit into the hole, as they say, and you have a nice attachment point, nice and quiet. That completes our introduction to the Allegro 2. The most exciting new innovation in Pilates equipment since Joe Pilates. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll go on right now to the workout, so stay tuned.